Today we are going to discuss computational thinking and programming 1, introduction to problem solving. So basically here we are going to discuss about problem solving methodology, software lifecycle. What is problem definition? Specifications about what the program will do. Basically what we are going to solve, that is nothing but your program definition. What is program analysis? Program analysis is you would divide the problem into smaller parts so that we can solve individual parts in it. Design the problem. So basically, we make use of algorithm and flowcharts. Algorithm is nothing but step-by-step English-like language which are used to solve a problem. Flowchart is nothing but the graphical representation of your uh, program. Coding is nothing but you try to write program, basically making use of any of the programming language which is available to you in the market. It can be C, C++, Python, whatever is comfortable to you as per your knowledge. Program testing is nothing but you execute the program and for various test cases in order to check whether the output what is expected is the correct one. Debugging is process of finding and correcting the errors in the program. That is, in case if any error is there, we need to find out the errors and we need to solve those errors. What is documentation? Documentation is nothing but you would whatever we have done till now up to from problem definition to the user manual, we have to document it or we have to create a hard copy of this. Okay. And program maintenance is nothing but adding new features or detecting errors or updating the documentation. Adding new features is nothing but in case as you give the software to the user or maybe it is still available with you, you need to go on adding new features or any errors are there, we need to detect that. Okay. So basically, this is nothing but your software life cycle. Now, what is algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but step-by-step procedure to solve a problem. So basically, we can take an example of writing an algorithm for making Maggi noodles. So what are the steps? So always the start step. Step one is going to be start and step two is going to be stop. Now, what are the series of steps? Whatever you do, basically, you would write it in a form of steps. So here right now, as you can see, step 2 is take a pan with water. Step 3 is put pan on the burner. Step 4 is switch on the gas. Step 5 put Maggi and masala. Step 6 is give 2 minutes to boil. Step 7 is take off the pan. Step 8 is take out the Maggi with the help of fork. And step 9 is put the Maggi on the plate and serve it. So basically, whatever we do in real life, that we are simply penning it down into steps. Okay. We can take another algorithm like here to find the area of a rectangle where the step 1 is start and step 5 is stop. Now here what are we doing? Take length and breadth and store in LNB. Always remember in every program we would have input, calculation and output. So basically here L is going to be your length and B is going to be your breadth. So we would take the length and breadth, store it into LNB, multiply in LNB and store it into area and then print the area. So algorithm, as you see here, it is nothing but a series of steps which you would write just to solve a problem in simple English-like language. Next is your flowchart. Flowchart is a diagrammatic and graphical representation of sequence of steps to solve a problem. So as there are certain symbols which are given, like oval is there, so that is your start and stop. Rectangle, parallelogram, it is for input and output. A rectangle, which is for processing. Diamond shape, which is for decision box. Line, which is for flow control, and this is for connector. So we'll be using them and we'll be creating a flowchart. So as you can see a flowchart to find the simple interest. Now this is a sequential one because we don't have any kind of conditions. So first symbol is always start and stop. Start and symbol we have to use the oval. Next is input and output. Input and output you have to use a parallelogram over here. So as you can see here input PRT. Same way print SI, you can see it is in parallelogram. Then next is your calculation, the third step. So third step, as you can see processing, it is going to be in a rectangle. So here you will find that SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100. So that is nothing but your processing. Okay. Next is a flowchart to draw bigger number among two numbers. Now here you can see a selection. As you can see selection, there is a decision box or we can see a uh, diamond shape over here. We have to use that for decision making. So as you can see, the start and stop is the same. Input, you have to input A and B. Now there is a condition involved over here. So we have to use a, uh, we have to use basically a diamond shape over here where we are going to check whether A is greater than B. If it is no, then we have to say print B is big. If it is yes, then you have to print A is big. That's it. And output, as you know, the symbol is parallelogram. Next is your iterative construct. So draw a flowchart to find a factorial of a number. We'll just understand the concept. Okay, not going into the details of the program. So basically what it is, we want to do something again and again. So as you can see here, start is there, stop is over here. Okay, input, we are accepting the input from the user. Here processing, here is simply we are giving some initial values to I and F. We are checking if I is less than equal to F. If it is true, that is, if it is no, directly we will print F because that is the end. For 1 factorial, directly we have to print 1 only and stop. But if it is 2 factorial, then in that case, yes, and then we have to do the calculation. So once it is done, we have to again continue. So this will go on till I value is not less than n. So this is what is your iterative. I guess everyone is clear with this. Thank you.